It's true. Alrighty, what's up, everybody? It is I, your Travel God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Wednesday evening video, and it's, well, close to Wednesday night. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. We got AEW Dynamite! The first Dynamite of the year, coming up in a little bit at the top of the hour. Should be a pretty good show. We got MJF, Maxwell Jacob Knocker on the show. We got Bandido S.A., the Ring of Honor World Champion, in a non-title affair against one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and that's the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. So, we got that. We got Timeless Tony Storm, darling bosom, taking on Marina Shafir in a grudge match. See if my girl Mina will be there. I assume she will. And, maybe Megan Bain. But, got a lot to cover tonight on Dynamite. That rhymed. But, we'll see what happens with that later on. So, at the top of the hour, your 2+ hour cure for insomnia, AEW Dynamite! And can't wait for that. But thank you for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description marks below. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, the present, or the future coming. But all these stupid comments, you get sent to your room, then the Shadow Realm, and then Ozzy and Satan and their minions will eat your carcass and your soul. So don't do it. You want to do it, go do your garbage channel that really nobody cares about. And you're pretty much irrelevant anyway, so that's that. And for newbies out there, if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab your nice tasty can of Pepsi or whatever you got. Put your feet up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, well, fuck you. You can also follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that's pretty much it for that. Alright, got a thing in my eye. Ow. Not from the glasses, just got a thing in the eye. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday evening, we'll call it a Wednesday evening / Wednesday night delight for that ass. January the 7th, 2026, as we're at the midpoint of the week. First week of January 2026 has been pretty wild and crazy, you know, in the world. What else is new? New year, same shit. Basically, with the way the world is and the way things go around the world and all that other shit. But just take it easy, tranquilo. We'll get through the night, and then we'll get to the weekend eventually. And it's gonna be wet as fuck here on the weekend, and then it got a little bit chilly, and then kind of next week's kind of up and down like my dick in your mom's ass. But it's January, so can't be 50 degrees all the time. I wish, but right here in my neck of the woods. But we'll get there. Before you know it, we'll be turning the clock forward, and the temperatures will be going up, 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 up. Like my dick in your mom's ass. But that's another story for another time. But anyway, enjoy Dynamite. We'll talk about that maybe later or tomorrow. I'm a little bit backed up because last night I wanted to do my Raw review and I just fell asleep. After a long day, you gotta go to sleep, so. I am tired as fuck now, but I'm still gonna stay up and watch Dynamite. Because I'm a trooper. And that's that. Alright, on this Wednesday night, January the 7th, 2026, thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling. And if you like it, great. You don't, well, go somewhere else, you fucker. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and kinda out of date NXT review. for last night, January the 6th, 2026. So pretty much getting close to 666, but, you know, but it'll be 6626 in June. Doesn't count as the number of the beast, but, you know. So anyway, January the 6th, 2026, and as always, we are emanating from the Capitol Wrestling Center in the parking lot of Nickelodeon Studios at, well, we're in Nickelodeon Studios basically in Orlando, Florida. Alright, we're at the dump in Orlando, that's where we are. Alright, as always, our commentary team are the man with the creepy jacket, lots of candy for those kiddies out there. She's a creep. And that's Vic Joseph and the man that smokes more fucking weed than you do combined. The Kool-Aid Man himself, two-time Hall of Famer, and that's, oh yeah, man, oh yeah, Booker T, sucker! Okay, calm down. Alright, so, first NXT of the year, their yearly New Year's Evil. Indeed! No, not Kyan's Eye, but... Anyway, New Year's Evil 2026 last night was, wild. You know, it was a wild and crazy time! With a bunch of wild and crazy guys and girls. Well, you know, it was wild last night. Wild, and, let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Alright, before we get to the craziness, we open with a recap of the highs and lows of last year, which then switches into a preview for last night's card and everything, with the Women's North American Championship on the line with the crazy girl Thea Hale, and then taking on the glamorous one Blake Monroe. Oh my! We had that. We had Leon Slater, the TNA X Division champion. He's got a big, tall task ahead of him, and that's the man who holds the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, and you know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. He's the Buddha! Who? The Bringer of War! Who? The Destroyer! Who? The Man from Wakanda! Who? Oba! Who? Femi! Yeah, I'm saying who too much. But the man! No, not Becky Lynch. The man himself, Oba! Who? Femi defends his title against Leon Slater. See how that goes. And we also got JC Jane, or as we call her, JC Mahal, defending her NXT Women's Championship against the Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray, with my girl, Maddie Winkowski at ringside. But we'll get to those lovely ladies in a little bit. Alright, so we have Booker T and Vic Joseph on the balcony while it goes to the show. And then the lights go out, and we're supposed to start with the Women's North American title match between Thea Hale and Blake Monroe. Thea Hale makes her entrance, but then gets jumped from behind right before the bell by Blake Monroe. A hellacious beating, throwing into the steps, then the barricade, which broke. And then referees and agents have to come out and, you know, stop this madness. And freaking Blake screaming up at the top of the lungs, "You got to get!" I mean, damn. Calm down, Blake. Tranquila, ese, pero, you know. Mamacita, ¿qué? Hey, tranquila. Why are you so crazy? Take it easy. Man, Blake that's like came out. She's on like she's really got PMS. You know what I mean? Shit. Anyway, beats the crap out of her, and then as everything starts to settle, Absolute Ricky Starks. He comes out, and we see the medics take Thea Hale to the back. So, he just, like, looks at him like, shit. He gets to the ring and says, I really needed NXT last year. I was like, oh, well, the North American title's on pause right now, but you got me now. Okay. So, then he says, I really needed NXT last year, but now NXT really needs me. I'm the reason your boy is Bouncy Javon Evans, who is actually on the Raw roster now. He is officially signed to Raw, which did not air. Why did that segment not air on TV? Hunter? Anyway, and Trick Willie Shimon hit free agency. Trick seems to be he's going to be on Raw. He has a match this coming Friday against Sami Zayn, but that's going to be in Germany at Bash in Berlin. So got that. Because they know they can't hang with him anymore in NXT. Yeah, maybe not, but anyway. So Ricky says, I know how this ends, and I haven't been wrong for 20 years, so I'm not going to start now. Then he says, gets to the main event. Tonight's main event is for the NXT title, and he wants the winner, especially if it's Oba Femi, because they're 1-1 in their series. And in case you need a reminder, that, my friends, is absolute. Okay, nice little Adam Cole reference, but not really Adam Cole, but, you know. Don't try to take Adam Cole's little lines. Okay, stop that. We move on. Alright, so that was a wild and crazy segment where he basically had a cat fight! And then Ricky Starks comes out and says, hey, I want the winner of the world title match. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave pretty much all that 3 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on a wild and crazy edition of NXT New Year's Evil. And that's that. Alright, after that, Ava Raines in the back, she's panicking. And, she's talking to Robbie E. About something. And then goes up to a stagehand, takes his, little headset and thingamajig, and, talks into the truck. We need Tatum and Izzy now! They're going on first! Alright, so we got that, so, we get that, then we go to the video package for them. Okay. And then we go to break. Could have got that before the match, but you know how crazy it is. But anyway, we go to break, we come back, Ava, again, is in the back, she finds Blake Monroe, and she is, well, both of them are pissed! Blake is pissed, and, you know, and everything. Ava's pissed, and, they're making threats, and Blake's like, what are you gonna do? I'll accept the fine, but then you gotta give me a title shot. And then Ava's like, fuck you, bitch, you're out of here. Gets a steppin'. You're banned from the building. I beg to differ with that, because when somebody throws you out of a building in WWE or wrestling period, you're pretty much not leaving. Haven't we seen that many times? When somebody gets escorted out the building, we see them at the end of the night most times. Yeah, I'll leave. I'm gonna go down to the local McDonald's, get myself a cheeseburger meal, or I'm gonna get a McNuggets meal, and I'll come right back. Gotta get my grub on before I actually get my business done. You know what I mean? Then after I get my business done, I'm gonna go to the hotel and take a nap and then take a mighty shit. I don't know. But we got that. Alright, we move on. We move on with that. Alright, then we finally go to the ring for our first fucking match. We have the crazy girl, Tatum Paxley, taking on her arch nemesis, Bookie Hogan 2.0, Izzy Dame. Wasn't a great match per se, but it's also with Izzy powering Tatum down the corner using her strength more than her speed. And fires off some forearms to start. Then a half crab in the corner. Ow! Gets Tatum out of trouble. A big splash drops Izzy. A running flippy dippity doo axe kick in the ropes connects, but Izzy forearms Tatum back down. We go to break, come right back. As always, the heels come back during the break. Izzy hits some back breakers for a near fall. And grabs a lion tamer. That might be a Jericho reference. I mean, we do see code breakers and everything. That gets broken up. Izzy goes up top. Tatum grabs a super Spanish fly. Picture perfect. Joe Maxwell improved that. To the both of them down. Tatum snaps off a German suplex, gets kicked right in her face after that. Then a Dr. Bomb made famous by Dr. Death Steve Williams. Oh yeah, I know my history. Gets a near fall. But Izzy has to break out of the cemetery drive. And then she spears Tatum through the ropes, only for Tatum to come right back with a kick to head. And then she hits a 450, knocking Izzy even more silly. And then Tatum takes Izzy for a cemetery drive. Boom! 1, 2, 3. Tatum gets her revenge for now on Izzy Dame. Match lasted a little over 11.5 minutes, but wasn't that bad, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Let me move on. Alright, then we get this weird as fuck vignette or video for a new wrestler coming into NXT. He's a masked French wrestler named Elio Lefleur. Guy Lafleur? No, not that guy. Elio Lefleur, a masked French wrestler, better known as Angel Blanc, or Angel Blanc, or Angel Blanc for you people that don't know. On the indie scene, wrestled for Triple A as well. So he's coming to disguise himself as the French luchador. I'm like, okay, is this Rene Dupree's brother in but smaller in a mask? All we need is Rene Dupree and, what was the other guy's name? Rene Lafont. La Resistance! That's all we need. We need La Resistance back in WWE. It's Pepe Le Pew! And you. Pretty much. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew. That's what probably is. If he has a girlfriend, it'd be Pepe Le whatever. Pepe Le Pussy, basically. So, like, I don't know who this, Elio Lefleur is. I'll give him a chance. But people are saying they were saying he's Matt Riddle under a mask. I mean, he doesn't look like him. He has some red hair. Maybe it's what's his name? Ben Fraser. Under the mask. I don't know. I mean, that's not French, but I don't know. But I was like, who the fuck is that guy? I mean, really, who the fuck is you? Who the fuck are you? That screamed to me, Vince McMahon booked that. Like, who wrote that? I mean, who's this guy? I mean, who's next? The freaking janitor? I shouldn't say that because I'm giving him ideas. We don't need a Duke the Don't Cozy gimmick again. God rest his mighty soul. But I digress. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we're in, I believe, the medic's office. Thea Hale with Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace. Ava comes in and basically tells Thea that her title match is going to be pushed back. But Thea's like, I want Blake Monroe right now! I want her tonight! You're not getting her tonight because she's out of here. I kicked her out. And then Thea's like, I don't care! I wanna defend my title! I wanna make people think that this wasn't a fluke! Blah, 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 blah. And then Jordan's like, she has a point, Ava. And then Ava's like, alright! Gotta calm down. Calm down, people. Jeez. I mean, everybody's on their period in this episode. Shit. Anyway. Alright, so Thea Hale's gonna have a Women's North American Title Open Challenge coming up. That should be fun. Not this segment, because I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, so that's that. Alright, after that crap, we go to the NXT Women's Championship. We have the Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray, and my girl, Maddie Rankowski, at ringside. She takes on Casey Jane with the Women's Speed Champion, the former woman herself, Fallon, don't call her, to the Dawn Henley, and Lainey Reed at ringside. And you knew they were going to get involved, and then Maddie would get involved later on. Anyway, I'm not going to get through all of it. It was kind of a back and forth match, but I will get near the end. And, JC had Kendall in trouble. Kendall makes the comeback, takes the straps down. Ooh, she means business. So up a DDT out of the corner for a near fall. Jason then catches Kendall on top, and a hanging, swinging neck breaker, say that 5 times fast, gives her a near fall of her own. And then a big old boot cuts off some German suplexes to give JC another near fall. Kendall grabs the cross arm breaker, and it looked like JC was about to tap, but then Lainey Reed and Fallon cause a distraction. Maddie gets knocked off the apron, and then JC tries for the rolling encore, got missed, and Kendall knocked in another arm breaker. Looked like she was about to break that fucking arm off JC's arm and everything. But then once again, Fallon Henley blocks something that looked like Oblivion. Somebody's been watching Liv Morgan tapes. You know, her. That gets broken up, and then JC with a wicked rolling encore, or rolling elbow, whatever you want to call it, and knocks Kendall the fuck out. 1, 2, 3. JC Mahal, JC Jane retains the NXT Women's Championship in a little over 12 and a half minutes. Match was pretty decent. 3 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. And I don't know what's going to happen with JC because they're saying on the dirt sheets, a lot of the backstage people want to bring JC up. Okay, that's fine, but who did she lose the belt to? Lord of Ice? I don't know. I would say Jordan Grace, but Jordan might be coming up, but, you know, I don't know how much they're going to use her. You know, this is Hunter we're talking about. Not the same Hunter that booked NXT so well back from 2015 up to 2008, 1920 almost. Before HBK took over. NXT was just rolling with Hunter as booker. And a little bit of creative. But right now, he's on the main roster. He sucks. I feel bad for Javon. I feel bad for Trick. I feel bad for Oba. Even Jordan Grace. You know, I have a feeling that Hunter's going to mess it up really bad. Like he did with Julia when she came up. Yeah, she got the U.S. title, but got booked horribly. Horribly. She still held the title for like 180-something days, right? Somewhere around there. Loses the belt back to Chelsea. And then everyone's like, oh, what are they going to do with Julia now? You know, there was threats that she's going to leave the company and everything. But now, she got the title back. Are we going to get a proper run now? I like to see the Women's U.S. title on a pay-per-view. Not just primarily on SmackDown every, once in a while. Retarded. But I digress on that. But anyway, congrats to JC Jane. And we'll see who our next challenger is probably next week. And that's that. Alright, we go to Ava Rain's office. I mean, how many more segments do we need with Ava Rain? Thanks, Rock. Dwayne. Anyway, Ava's there. And, Ethan Page. The Canadian National Champion and one half of the Mixed Tag Team Champions. He comes in and annoys Ava by bragging about his North American title reign. Not that it's great, but I mean, he beat Moose last week by luck. Goes to continue bragging in the ring, but first he brings in the Vanity Project, Drake Jackson, who's going to be taking on Sean Legacy tonight for the Evolve Championship. I hope he loses it. I think Sean Legacy is going to be the next breakout star for NXT. I'm telling you now. So anyway, so he comes in with Swipe Right, those two wannabe beach guys. One guy looks like Shane Douglas, the younger version. He's not the franchise like me! I know. He's not. He's young. He's the dudes with attitude. They're Mr. Franchise, Mr. Shane Douglas. You remember your time in WCW with the dudes with attitudes? You coming down with what's his name? Your good buddy. I don't have any buddies. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have John Laurinaitis. You remember him? You and him were skateboarding down the ramp in WCW circa 1989. What do you think about your boy now, John Laurinaitis? Well, he can suck my ass! Okay, that's a little bit too much. I will not suck your ass because I people power, baby! People power is great! You are not! And I'm the executive vice president of talent relations, and if I wanted to hire you, I wouldn't hire you because you use bad language. So good luck in your future endeavors. People power, baby! Alright, John, Mr. Laurinaitis, can you go to the old folks' home and suck Vince off, please? Get the fuck out of here. That's my boy! Okay. Moving on. Alright, so, yeah. So, the Vanity Project come in, and it was like, oh, you guys! And then they chat off screen. Okay, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we didn't give 2 fucks. That too. Excuse me. Moving on. Alright, then we were supposed to get the, well, next, Thea Hale's open challenge. So Thea Hale comes out, so all banged up. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get a title change here, definitely. And I was like, where's Jada Parker? Where's Miss Parker? Besides Jay Uso's bedroom. Anyway, so I was hoping to be Jada Parker, but no. Then she gets to the mic and says, first woman in the ring gets a shot. So the entire women's locker room of NXT and Evolve come out. 2 referees try to stop them. Bruh. 2 referees. With like 10 women. Are you crazy? And then Tatum Paxley clears the whole aisleway with her chainsaw. Oh, you're my chainsaw! You know I got a chainsaw. I'll skin your ass raw. And my day keeps going this way, I might break your fucking face. Okay. That's the only good Limp Bizkit we talk about. But Limp Bizkit still sucks dick. Just saying. Don't let Fred Durst get near Zach Wild, because he'll probably knock him out. But yeah. Limp Bizkit, it's Limp Dick Biscuit. That's what it is. Or Limp Brisket. Whatever. But anyway, so Tatum chases them away with a chainsaw. And then out of nowhere, Izzy Dane, Boogie Hogan brother, is right in the ring behind Tatum. And boots Thea Hale in the face. And then Shawn Spears tells the, I think it was Stefan or that African-American referee, he said, hey, get in the ring, we got a match! Ring the bell! She said like Daniel Cueto, ring the bell! I'm gonna get my cousin Matanza Cueto after you! Ah! You know, he's still in MLW. Daniel Cueto is a different name now, but obviously, but... I'd like to meet that guy. Daniel Cueto. He's impressive. Daniel Cueto was like the, I can't even say Vince McMahon of Lucha Underground. But man, he was a good GM. Or owner, or whatever he was, he played on that show. I mean, some good wrestlers came out of that. Matanza Cueto, we all know Jeff Cobb. Almost said Brian Lee. Brian Cage. Ricochet was on that show. Prince Puma. Swerve. AR Fox. Rey Mysterio was on that show. Phoenix. Even Johnny TV, Johnny Mundo, whatever you want to call him. Taya Valkyrie. Who else? EO and Kyrie from the Black Lotus tribe. So many other good people on that show, man. It was just amazing for, I think it went 4 seasons. Should have went 5, but 4. Because the LA Network SC, went bye-bye. It sucks. It sucks. And then you had, Vampiro and Matt Striker on commentary, which was pretty damn good. Matt Striker could do better commentary than freaking Corey Slade these days, I have a Lucha Underground picture. I don't know where it is, but I got it signed by Matt Striker and Vampiro. Actually, just Matt Striker, not Vampiro. Well, actually, I did get that one from Vampiro, because I brought it to the show when Vampiro was wrestling on one show. He got the fucking shit beat out of him by my good buddy Dan Moff. Or, not Dan. What's his name? Dan Moff. You know him from CCW. Those guys. Him and his partner. Holy shit. But Dan Moff hates New York. Because he's from Bayonne, New Jersey. And he has to come over the bridge to Brooklyn. I hate this town! Well, we hate you too! He's a Yankee fan, so that gives him less brownie points for me, And the dude is almost 70 years old. You wouldn't think he's 70. I'm telling you, he's 70 and he can go. I don't know what regimen he uses. I want to try that shit. And when I get to 70, I'm almost there. I'm like 20. From 20 years from now, I want to be big and buff. I'm buff. I'm the stuff, and the girls just can't get enough. But man, he is big. He is mean. He will fuck you up. That's Dan Moff. Big ups to you, sir. I mean, he will fuck you up. I mean, really fuck you up. That's why I kind of stay away from the guy. I'll say hello to him, but then after that, Dan, good match. Oh, thank you very much. But shut up. Then he gets into an argument. He's like, what? Alright, moving on. Alright, anyway. Alright, so Izzy comes in from behind, boots Thea Hale right in her face, then the bell rings, and basically Izzy beat the crap out of Thea. Thea, managed a Desperation DDT, goes to a springboard backsplash that won her the title 2 weeks ago, but that missed. Izzy kicks her down again, and then she hits Game Over. That gets blocked. Thea tries to get in the Kimura lock, couldn't get it. So, she hits an exploder out of the corner and out to the floor, where Izzy cuts off a flippy-dippity-doo, plants Thea Hale hard on the floor. Back in, Thea Hale catches her on top, and then Izzy hits a super Game Over, that super, sit-up powerbomb of hers, whatever it is. She hits that 1, 2, 3 with a new Women's North American Champion in 10 minutes. That's Izzy Bookie Hogan Dame. So the Cuckling get some gold around their waists. And Izzy Dame is the new champ. Match was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And after the match, the Cucklings celebrate with the champ. Obviously, we get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, after that, we see Lola Faisese looking on and is not happy about it. Then the Vanity Project come in, try to hit on her. That ain't working her. You got Poppy Priest looking down your freaking head. Shit. And then Wank and Crank, or Hank and Spank, cut them off. So the Vanity Project leave. Lola Vice says, I'm going to beat up Izzy Dame and then Kaylani Jordan, who comes in, and then they have a cat fight! That gets broken up pretty easily. So next week on the program, we got Kaylani Jordan and Lola Vice Essay. We got that. Should be exciting. And Kaylani might be going up, because guess who's there too? Mello. So, Trick has Lash, and, you know, the couples have to be on the same show, so Kaylani will be probably going up pretty soon to be with her future husband. That's Carmelo Hayes. Lucky guy. Let me move on. Alright, after this, it's time for that guy that we have to say his name, and he appears, I believe, in Joe Hendry. Anyway, comes in to see Ava, and he requests a no disqualification match with the leader of Dark State. Since when was he the leader? Dion Lennox this Tuesday night. And then Ava's like, well, if you do that, you know it's going to be a handicap match because you got the other 3 guys in Dark State. Duh! So then Joe Hendry's like, oh, I'll find some people that are tough and I can deal with them. And then Ava's like, okay. So then later on, we see Joe Hendry go up and talk to OTM, Bronco Nima, and Duchess Price about helping him out, and saying, "Oh, if you guys help me out, you guys can get a tag team title shot, this and that." And I'm like, this is stupid. I mean, retarded. So we had that. I didn't get that at all. Let me move on. 2 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, Ethan Page comes out for the kitty chat. Talks about last week became a big game hunter by bagging a moose. And, he says, the main event's coming up, but make no mistake about it, my title is the real title in NXT and WWE. I defended the title against everyone from around the world. And that makes me an international icon, technically. And then, the Speed Men's Champion, the Pesta! Jasper Troy comes out. He's like, huh? And says, I'm the dominant force around here. I'm the best big man in NXT. Oh, you forgot Oba, by the way, dude. Anyway. So then, Josh Briggs comes out. Jasper Troy gets in his line over Briggs' music. Okay. Which didn't kind of work. Briggs calls Ethan Page delusional, just like the fans. And then Ethan doesn't like being compared to them. But then we get the TNA Intercontinental Champion Stacks Mahomes and Ariana Grace, his hot girlfriend, soon to be wife. Stacks doesn't like Ethan calling himself the international icon when he's already the TNA Intercontinental Champion. And then my good buddy Shiloh Hill, LFG Season 2 winner, we find out he's facing Stacks for the TNA Intercontinental title next week. And then Tavion Heights comes out after losing to Jasper actually he's going to be, I think, taking on Jasper in the Speed Finals. That match is happening next week. So that's going to happen next week. Then a big old brawl ensues. And then Ariana Grace is in the ring with Shiloh Hill, and Shiloh dips her, like Dempsey move. He dips her, looks like he's about to give her a nice little sweat smoochie, but then his fake teeth come out! Oh, on her boobs! Ew! Ew! That was a mess. I mean, speaking of mess, his teeth come out and nasty. That's nasty. I chuckled at it, but it was fun. Well, whatever. But anyway, 2.25 out of 5 stars for the messy segment. I mean, that's that. Ugh, nasty. Alright, like I said, Joe Hendry recruits OTM to help him against Dark State next week. And tease of a possible tag team title shot. Gets them in. So Joe Hendry will have OTM in his corner to take on Leon Lennox and Dark State in a one-on-one no disqualification match. That's probably going to be a mess. We got that. Alright, go to back. Fatal Influence runs into Del Ruca. So Ruca, this resident surfer girl, is probably going up to SmackDown pretty soon. And Delta, who won NXT awards but don't have any belts. But Del Ruca's not impressed. Not impressive. Not impressive, Skywalker. Not impressive. At all. We get that. Alright, we move on. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we're further in the back. Ethan Page runs into Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne. And Tate Wilder, who? Who the fuck are you? I mean, who the fuck is this guy? I mean, really, who the fuck are you? Well, Tate Wilder's a cowboy from Evolve. Anyway, so Ethan isn't sure why Miles wasn't out there when he was out there preaching about the North American title and everything. Miles says, that wasn't any of my business. Well, that doesn't work for me, bro, says Ethan Page, who yells at both of them, and then he leaves. And then Tate Wilder tells Miles to not let it get to him, when then Miles leaves, like, too late. So I think we're going to get Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, taking on, Ethan Page, possibly for the Canadian national title. And that's that. Alright, then we get to the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the big one for the NXT World title. Febby taking on Leon Slater. And Slater's TNA X-Division title is not on the line. This was a banger. Back and forth they went. Lots of near falls, especially near the end, where, Swanton 450, even though it was a little bit off, gets raised knees. Oba got a near fall, but then Leon super kicked him. Then he with a crucifix, and he got 2.99999999999999999 Batman 5, that close, and then Leon goes off the ropes right into a pop-up fall from grace. 1, 2, 3, Oba! Febby retains the title in a little over 11 minutes. And he retains the NXT men's title. And that's pretty much it. Then he's in the ring celebrating. They have that the silhouette of him holding the title. And then we cut to Ava Raine telling the Evolve locker room there are a lot of spots available now since a lot of people have gone up to the main roster, like Javon Evans, Jordan Grace, Trick Willie, Lash Legend, all moved up. And then Robbie E barges in and says, "Hey Ava, did you just see what Oba did?" I'm like, "What? Wait a minute, what did Oba do?" And then we go back to the ring and we see the NXT title in the middle of the ring on a spotlight. I'm like, what just happened? And then they pull back, we see Tony D, my cousin, Tony D. I was like, wow. And I'm like, well, at first I thought Tony D attacked Oba and just left the NXT title in the ring there. But then people saying Oba, now they're doing vignettes on Raw and SmackDown, Oba pretty much vacated the title. I was like, wow. First Asuka, now Oba? So I guess we're going to have a tournament. I hate tournaments, but probably going to have some type of tournament. And we'll see what happens with that. Probably next week we'll find out. Alright, so AEW Dynamite's on the air. JR is going to be in the building to do some commentary. And now in the back from earlier in the day with Renee Paquette, she says that Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight are not medically clear to compete. And then we have Don Callis with the Demand out there. Ricochet, the AEW National Champion, and the Gates of Agony. Bishop Juan, Inola Kwan, and Toa Leona. So we got that. Who are these guys? We We have Mark Davis. Who's that other guy? Jake Doyle? Why do I know Jake Doyle from somewhere? So anyway, so we got the Demand taking on Jungle Jack Perry and a mystery partner, since Luchasaurus is out with a shoulder injury. So we got that. Timeless Tony Storm and Marina Shafir in a one-on-one grudge match. And then we got the Lights Out Craziness match with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve teaming up against Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook. But right now, coming up next in AEW Continental title Eliminator match, we got Jon Moxley taking on Shelton Benjamin from the Hurt Business, because they hurt people. So, we'll see what happens with this match to start off a really crazy edition of Dynamite. And that's that. Marina Shafir coming to the ring with Mox. Why not? Shit. Damn. I'd like to have Marina Shafir come to the ring with me and hype me up. Slap me in the face a few times and like, shit. But then again, I'd rather have Mina do it for me. Slap me in the face and, then she's like, give me a big wet one. And I'm like, I suck your dick later after the match. Pretty much. I go to the ring hype, man. I don't care if I win or lose, I'm getting my dick sucked. Ho-ho! And that's that. Alright, I'm gonna go watch Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, but for NXT, I didn't think it was that bad, and I gave it a par for the course, 7 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comment section, and like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright, enjoy Dynamite. I will be back later. Maybe with your Raw review on my Kill Demons channel, and then tomorrow we will talk about Dynamite. Get you ready for Ring of Honor and TNA, the final TNA on Access TV before the AMC premiere, and pretty much get you ready for SmackDown as well, which will be starting at 2 p.m. on your VPN, and then Monday's Raw will be at 3 p.m. I think. No. I think it's at 1 or 3 p.m. I forget. I gotta look at the times again. But SmackDown, I might miss a little bit of SmackDown because I do have a doctor's appointment that day. Monday, I can watch the first hour. I think. Yeah, it's at 2 o'clock on Monday. So I'll watch the first hour of Raw before I go. I have to go to my doctor. I have a lot of doctors. So Friday, I might miss all of SmackDown because I have to go to physical therapy, and then I'll try to run home, maybe watch the end of it. But if anything, I'll just rewatch it on the 8 p.m. slot on the USA Network. But like I said, Monday's Raw from Germany is at 2 p.m. on your VPN. Actually, it's 2 p.m. on Netflix. So I can watch it on Netflix for about an hour or so, and then I'll miss the end of it. So I'll rewatch it when I get home from my therapist, and then that's it. So, and then following week will be in London, England. So that's going to be taped. So I'll probably watch next Friday's show on the VPN live. But we'll see what happens with that. But this should be a great match. 2 former members of WWE. Dean Ambrose and Shelton Benjamin going at it. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.